What is up, YouTube? You are listening to Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. I am Kane Jr. 88. As always, I am here with my co-hosts, Thermite 917 and Junior Nation 5788. And this week, we are going to be talking about the Brickyard 400, specifically the Brantley Gilbert Big Machine Brickyard 400, which is completely unnecessary. I don't know why they have to make it that long, but anyways, that's beside the point. Obviously, we're here to talk about a wild race. I mean, literally, it seemed as though on every restart, guys were wrecking and crashing. I mean, jeepers, come on, guys, get it together. But after all that shit ended, Casey Kane. Yes, Casey Kane, the guy who might be losing his ride after next year, he wins the Brickyard 400 in a stunning upset over Brad Keselowski, Ryan Newman, Joey Logano, and so on and so forth. But great win for him. Honestly, nobody saw it coming, and overall, that's a pretty good way to end what was otherwise a pretty crazy race weekend. So, gentlemen, what did you guys think?
Well, I'm gonna give my race rating. I'm gonna give it a 7. Now, to clarify the 7, I'm not speaking in terms of like racing. The racing specifically on Sunday for the Cup race was not really that great, but it was better than what we've seen in the last few years. I believe there was some more passing opportunities. Restarts were wild, and you could make things happen. It was just mainly an entertainment factor and craziness that makes it a 7. Yes, there were plenty of crashes. I find them more tense than exciting, but there were several of them that changed the entirety of the race. The Kyle Busch, Martin Truex wreck, to be specific, that's the one that really changed the game and turned everything upside down. Just an absolutely wild race. It's Indianapolis. And you just didn't see it coming. And not to mention Casey Kane. He won the race. Good for him, man. Those guys have been through absolute hell. And especially him. And his future is unknown. It still was just a really, really solid race. Yeah, it absolutely earns a 7, even if the racing wasn't that great. Nick, what did you think?
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 as well. Like you said, the racing might have not been that great, but the entertainment factor was way up there. And if you also factor in Xfinity, that racing with the new rules package and their restrictor plates, that did help the racing. So, just all that put together, this was an Indy race weekend that we were not expecting at all. And congrats to William Byron and Casey Kane.
Yeah, I totally have to agree. I am going to give this race a 7 also. For a while there, it looked like it was going to be, like, at most a 2, maybe a 3, especially if Kyle Busch completely dominated like it looked like he was doing early on. But then his wreck with Martin Truex completely changed the complexion of the race, because obviously there were a bunch of names up there who really didn't have a shot unless they got past Kyle, and it was cool to see them all, fighting for a shot to win, knowing damn well beforehand they didn't really stand a chance. And obviously a surprise winner in Casey Kane, and obviously the Xfinity race, like Nick mentioned, was really exciting with the new rules package that they ran. So definitely a 7 from me.
Okay.
Moving on. Alright, so our topics of discussion for this week are going to be Eldora. And we're also going to talk about Alex Bowman being named to drive the 88 for 2018 and beyond. So, first we'll start off with Eldora. And that is always an excellent event. Obviously, so excited and pumped for it. And, like, man, it came and went. And, like, I'm already, like, ready. I want it to be next year again already. But it was still a great event. Great to see it. Matt Crafton comes home as the winner. That was certainly a surprise. So what did you guys think of it?
I loved it. One of the best races of the year. It's just so fun to watch. It's unique. NASCAR does not run on dirt anymore, except for that one. Tony Stewart got the track. just about perfect. They were running all over the place, bottom and top. It changed a lot, but overall, you could really just run wherever you wanted for the most part. The only thing I would say I did not like about it was on Fox Business. Why would they do that?
God damn it, Fox!
Damn it, Fox! But to put it on there because of a stupid soccer game cutting into Fox Sports 1, I hate that. Like, that's the biggest truck race of the year by far, and it's not going to get as many viewers as it would otherwise just because it had to get moved. And they had, like, no promotion either. But, I don't know, I guess the only way you would know about that race is if you knew, like, the entire Truck Series schedule. But
Well,
that aside, what?
I want to interject there, and I want to make you look like an ass in a way, because I saw a tweet today saying that the viewership was actually up by 2% compared to last year.
Oh, that's interesting. I saw the rating was down like 0.1 or something. I didn't know about the viewers.
People do obviously have the channel. I just thought it was stupid. I mean, totally, yeah, I completely agree with you. I was annoyed when it got first announced. I'm like, why? Like, why is that on Fox Business? Like, seriously? You're telling me you couldn't have put it on FS1 or even FS2? You had to downgrade yourself to Fox Business? You know, while they're in the middle of talking about stocks and bonds. Oh, hey, NASCAR racing from Eldora. You know, and they're sitting there, these fat, rich pricks are probably going like, what the hell is this shit? You know? In the middle of their freaking chamomile tea and their fucking flounder. Like, go choke on that shit.
No.
A racing needed to be on a different channel. But that doesn't matter. It was still a hell of an event. Kane, get in there. Mix it up. Tell us what you thought.
Oh, hell yeah, I'll get it mixed up. And, I mean, if we could go on if I could give it an 11 out of 10, I totally would. This race, I mean, it's just so fucking exciting every year. No matter who's in the field, even. I mean, you don't even have to have a favorite driver to appreciate what these guys can do. It was just so good. I am a little bit disappointed that there was no drama for the last chance qualifier, like we did the very first race at Eldora. With Norm Benning putting Clay Greenfield in the wall and officially making Norm a cult hero. I'm just sad that there wasn't any of that.
But in the race itself, like the major players, like Chase Briscoe, Bobby Pierce, Christopher Bell, Stuart Friesen, like aside from Friesen, they all had issues. Like Pierce backed it into the wall in his heat race for like no reason. He was just trying a different line on the last lap and spun and got some damage. So it took him the entire race to get into the top 5. And then Christopher Bell, he was around the top 5 for like 80 or 70% of the race, then spun on his own and got clobbered by Kaz Grala. And Chase Briscoe, he went to a backup after a big practice crash.
Yeah, climbing the fence, that was impressive.
Yeah, that was impressive. And then in his qualifier, he had the lead and then started to fall like a rock, and I guess he had some stuff stuck in the wheel well or something, and it kind of locked up the tire. And then I think, did he have something else go wrong in the race too or whatever? But then he eventually...
Well, yeah, I was going to say, during the race, his whole freaking windshield was covered in mud. He couldn't see out of that thing.
Well, that was a problem for most guys, but still, Briscoe ended up in the top 5 near the end. And then Friesen, who had the smoothest race anyone could ever have in a truck race at Eldora, he made no mistakes, and his truck just faded away at the end because he got a lot of cautions, and his truck was good in the long run. So that's a heartbreaker for him. But Crafton, on the other hand, he capitalized on it and just kind of came out of nowhere. Well, I wouldn't say nowhere because he was around the top 10, top 5 most of the race. He started second, but he was there when it counted. So congrats to him.
A heartbreaker for Stuart Friesen. I thought it was... I really wanted to see him win. And, you know, his team, they've had such a tough year. And he's new to the whole Camping World Truck Series experience because he's a dirt guy. That's what he comes from. He comes from a modified background. It's just great. Like, he was just the guy to follow. Because he kind of filled the role that Bobby Pierce has played the last 2 years. You know, like, he came out of nowhere. I remember Bobby Pierce in 2015 comes out of nowhere, wins the pole, I believe, and it's just like, who the hell's Bobby Pierce? Like, who the hell is Stuart Friesen too. Like you don't know these guys, and they come out and they show what they can do, and then all of a sudden they make a name for themselves just by this single event. The difference is Stuart Friesen has run all year long, and nobody knows who he is unless he was involved in a crash. He's had a lot of bad luck, most of it not of his own doing, and he had a really great opportunity to win that one. So it is a shame because Ray fucking Mozzarella Sticks had to cause 9 cautions. Jesus Christ. That dick did play a big factor at the end. Regardless, hell of a race. It really was. As Nick said it already, they were all over the place. They were running top, middle, bottom. It was just fun. It was a blast to watch, and I really cannot wait for it till next year.
They raced really hard, and like the past few races at Eldora, they were just kind of hanging on, not really knowing what they were doing. But this one, this was like a legit dirt race. They were pushing it, running wherever, making passes. It was very cool.
Yeah, they were definitely ballsy, but I felt like they also did a good job of hanging on to their shit. For the most part, there were some people that obviously kind of took it over the line. That's why it was almost like kind of a crash fest in a way. Like there were a lot of hard hits too, and
Yeah.
but you're right, because they were being a little more ballsy about it, and naturally it leads to more wrecks, and things happen.
Yeah.
But when you're Ray fucking Mozzarella and you're 9 laps down and you have no speed in the truck anyways, you're just a dumbass. You're not really going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in it for the paycheck.
What
Yep.
paycheck? $50 and a fucking handshake?
From Jennifer Jo Cobb.
Jennifer Jo Cobb, handshake. a back of the trailer handshake, wink wink.
Holy cow!
Holy cow!
Holy cow!
Um,
Wow.
I heard Mario Gosling was waiting for one too.
Yeah.
Holy cow, eh?
Hey.
Oh,
But now the other big thing that happened this week was the news of the 88 driver for next year, 2018. And to really no one's surprise, it's Alex Bowman. So,
what?
yeah. What?
Bowman the showman.
Showman Bowman. He is officially announced as the 88 driver, and first off, when I heard it, I was just like that was just a sigh of relief. I'm so annoyed and sick and tired of all these stupid rumors. Matt Kenda to the 88. Daniel Suarez is gonna be the new driver of the 88. Oh my god! Like all these just mouth-breathing fucks can just finally stop. Shut up. You're wrong. I don't know where you got this shit to begin with, but now you can zip it.
Yeah.
So thank God for all of that. And but good for Alex Bowman.
I think relief is the key word, because it was just, you knew for so long pretty much, and now it's finally announced, and he deserves it. I don't think anyone deserves that ride more than he does, because he's worked so hard. He got into the, JR Motorsports side of things, so he had all his connections, and he's proved what he can do in the good equipment, and I think he's going to have a very solid year next year, so I'm glad he got the ride, and can't wait to see what actually happens. I think compared to Junior, I mean, me and Tyler were talking about this earlier, but if the team isn't performing where they should right now, which they're not, he's still going to have kind of a tough time. But I think from a driver's standpoint, he's in pretty good shape, especially compared to Junior right now. I think young, he can perform, and yeah.
And he's got the equipment underneath him to actually perform, unlike 3 years ago when he was at BK Racing, not wanting to shoot himself in the foot.
I think he wanted to shoot more than just his foot, because that was
Yeah.
disastrous. And he knows it.
Yes. And same thing with TBR, too, the next year. It's like, God. And then, yep, he catches Junior's eye. He lands the ride at JRM, and then obviously he subs for Junior when he has his concussion. Obviously, you guys all know the timeline of events that led to Bowman getting the 88, but yeah, obviously this year, in addition to running the Clash, he was obviously testing stuff for Hendrick. Hendrick was actually, it sounds like Hendrick was actually paying him, like, not to keep him around and not drive any other teams, because apparently Bowman actually got offers from several teams to run full time for them, but he's like, no way. I'm not running for your shitbox team. I'm gonna stay here. I know I have a chance with these guys. They're not keeping me around for nothing. I know my time's gonna come soon, and sure enough, he's got the 88 ride for next year. So, you know what? Patience finally paid off for him, and it finally was all worth it in the end. Big congrats to Alex. I mean, it's obviously bittersweet because now you know that Dale Jr.'s not coming back. I mean, now it's really starting to set in for Junior Nation that their guy is leaving. I mean, it's a top. Yeah, I know. I said I wouldn't get emotional. God damn it, now I gotta give myself a crying towel. Alright, not really.
Yeah, I totally agree with him waiting was definitely the right idea. You know, he doesn't need to drive some shitter-ass team for a year. Like, there's no point. Like, there just isn't. You know something's better is coming around. You knew it. That was probably the plan all along. They just took their sweet-ass time announcing it. The biggest thing, and we've already kind of covered it there a little bit, but the team isn't where they need to be right now. They haven't been for a year and a half. Who knows what the rest of 2017 is going to yield. Because right now, they're about 8th to 15th place, which is where they were at this time last year when Bowman stepped in and when even Gordon came in. Their stats and their luck just was not great, and their speed really too. Alex had one really good race, and that's what people who think he don't deserve to ride are saying. He only had one good race. Why are you giving him ride? Well, he's good though. Like, he really is, and I think when he gets a little bit of damn luck and some speed under him, he can do the job. And like most people, then I think he'll do it well. But they have to put it all together for him. If they don't do that, he's just gonna pedal around like Junior is. Seriously, that's what's gonna happen. But then if he does do better and the team finds speed, then it'd be like, that's what should have happened all along. Fucking Dale Jr. over 88'd. Go fucking jump off a bridge. Seriously.
Over 88'd.
Over 88'd. Yeah, seriously.
Oh, please. Literally every Facebook post that NASCAR and Fox does about Junior, there's at least one of those comments in there.
Of course there is. That's why I unfollowed all those fucking pages. I don't need to see people's stupid bullshit.
And usually it's from a Kyle Busch fan. No surprise there.
Yeah, well, take your everything great and shove it up your ass.
I kind of compare this to, like, when Boyer stepped into Stewart's ride, because Stewart was on his way out, and the team wasn't performing that well. He got his win at Sonoma, obviously, but then Boyer came in. They started doing a little better, because I guess they just needed to change of pace, and this might be what happens at Hendrick now.
It could be. But in the same token, the 14 team still isn't where they need to be. They still don't quite have the speed, and sure, they've had some luck. They've had some luck, and he's gotten some good finishes out of it. But they're just not quite there.
That's the thing, because, I don't know, like, I don't want to say, like, it's all on Stewart's hands or Junior's hands or why they're not performing, but I think when Boyer came in, it kind of refreshed the team maybe, like, kind of gave them a new start a little bit. And I think having Bowman there for the 88, it's kind of like, okay, now we know what to do. We got our long-term plans again. And I don't know, it's just, a lot of it is a mental thing for the entire team. So I think this could kind of rejuvenate them a little bit.
I agree with that standpoint, actually. I think that's great because, especially with the longevity thing, because now, the whole last year and a half has been a complete roller coaster. It went from, looking like things were set in stone for the next several years, and Junior was fine, and then that whole fucking concussion things happened. He's missing races. Is he ever going to come back? And Gordon came in, Bowman came in, and now Junior returned for this year, and it was just a big clusterfuck of a situation. And now they're finally starting to get some stability back as far as that goes. And they've got great consistency as far as speed. Let's go ahead and run 12th every week. I have to keep repeating that. It just pisses me off. I don't know. That's it, really. We're all pumped for Bowman, and I don't think anybody should be mad at Bowman or dislike Bowman. I mean, who the hell really dislikes Alex Bowman? What the fuck did he ever do to you?
Yeah.
Nothing, you bunch of dillweeds. Seriously. You might not think he's the best guy for the job, but if you want to really lay it all out, who the fuck else is there with an open seat and readily available? You gonna tell me that Ryan Blaney's gonna jump ship? No. Penske's got his tentacles wrapped around him. He's not going anywhere. No fucking Daniel Suarez isn't coming to him. Matt Kenseth ain't getting the ride. That's not a long-term plan. Okay? Matt Kenseth's looking for something short-term to end his career. Bubba, I mean, do we really want to compare Bubba and Alex Bowman? No. No. But still.
Well, Bubba's going to be fine next year.
Bubba will
If they can
find
find
something.
sponsorship.
Yeah.
Seriously, lay it all out. Nobody.
One more thing to bring up is, do we know if Greg Ives is going to stay as crew chief?
I think he is. I think, I mean, who else are they going to pick? Lance McGrew?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and Alex Bowman has worked with Greg, obviously, which since they already have chemistry together.
Chemistry.
I really don't see anybody else. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he did good with Chase Elliott, and maybe it just wasn't the best chemistry with Junior or something, but
Maybe.
driver crew
Yeah.
chief pairings are a huge part of running well, so we'll see what
Exactly.
happens when
I
Bowman's on
mean,
the car.
Yep, and I like to call this the John Gruden effect, because when Steve Letarte left before the 2015 season and Ives came aboard and Junior won 3 races in 15, that was pretty much still Steve Letarte's team. And Greg Ives was just the guy assuming the role. But then when Greg started bringing his guys aboard, his engineers, and then, of course, the loss of Kevin Meendering as lead engineer to Junior Motorsports to go crew chief Elliott Sadler, that might have played a big role in it too.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That plays a big role in things. But at the same time,
Yeah.
Greg is a shit strategist.
Yes.
I'm not going to say anything about his car setting up ability, but he's not a very good strategist. He doesn't manage races very well, and I don't know. I think at some point you stop making the excuse of he's not a rookie crew chief anymore. He's had 2 seasons under his belt, 2.5, and will be 3 seasons at the end of this year. At some point, they're going to have to analyze him too. If it don't really work out with Bowman, do they make a change? I don't know. I would hate to see Bowman get screwed over because of crew chief. I mean, it is a big question mark though, going into the future. What's going to happen with the crew chief situation? But there does need to be some stability. The best crew chief and driver pairings are ones that stay together for a long time. Jimmy Johnson, Chad Knaus. I think the biggest reason why those fuckers have 7 championships is because they've stayed together. Literally, not much has changed in their entire tenure. So.
And that could be why Jeff Gordon, only has 4 titles, was because he and Ray Evernham weren't around forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We could go on and on and on. I think, like especially with Junior. Junior, he was so great with turning senior. Then he left, and everything went downhill. Then he got this great resurgence with Stevie. It took a little bit, but they finally, they got their shit together, and they were really consistent. And then once Stevie left,
yeah, Stevie wanted to go do TV.
Yeah, same shit. Well, obviously, as you already know, the trucks were at Eldora this week, and, well, yeah, it's time. Where did Cody Coughlin finish? Oh, Cody Coughlin, never, ever gonna get a top 10. He finished 11th again, and, after starting 27th, he had to come through the LCQ again, because, he ran like a bag of ass in his heat race. For a second there, it looked like he might beat Bobby Pierce, and then Bobby Pierce showed up and showed him who the big dog was. He still made it through. Made it through the LCQ. Ran a race. He just pedaled around there, midfield, all race long. Didn't do anything like he normally does. And let's see what he had to say about his race. I don't know what we found for the 150 lap feature, but it worked. What?
What?
I would have never thought that my best career finish would come at a dirt race, but I'm very happy about that. These 2 days were tough, but running through the field like that was a lot of fun. I'm so thankful for the hard work that all my guys put in to get this truck fixed yesterday night in practice. Oh, that's right. He did dump it in practice, so he did something this week. And everything they did today to help me out. We're closing in on our first top 10 finish. And I think once we get that one, I think a lot more will come. I'm so thankful that Duke and Rhonda Thorson let me race their trucks. I have a lot of fun working with this group. Oh, for Christ's sake. Another standardized Cody Coughlin answer on his damn race recap. Jesus Christ, man. Ugh. I mean, there's a reason they let you race your trucks. It's called Jag Coughlin gets out the fucking checkbook. And he says here, how much for my son to run mediocre and behind your other 3 main trucks? And he writes that number down on the check. And you're going to do the same shit week after week after week after week. Goddamn Jags!
Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags! Jags!
I'm not making that many.
Yeah.
You're getting 1 Jag slide this week, and maybe a Ride TV one, because that was his main sponsor.
Oh, right.
Ride TV!
Ride TV!
Ride the Jags Evolution! Oh, Cody. Stop it.
just stop.
Just leave. Alright, moving on. We have time for some awards now, and we're going to hand out them specifically for all 3 races of the weekend, starting with Eldora, and obviously the Xfinity and Cup races at Indianapolis. We have a boner of the week, and Kane, I believe you know who that is. Tell us who the boner is.
Oh, we all know who it is. It is Justin Allgaier. What the hell happened on the last pit stop of the race in the Xfinity Series? Oh my God. First of all, I mean, he overshot the line. His right front tire was on the line. He had to back up. That's his first mistake. And then he left the pit box before his tire changer could get the lug nuts tight, and the wheel almost came off the car. Thankfully, it didn't, or else his crew chief would be suspended for the next 4 races. But in the end, it ended up costing Allgaier the entire race. He ended up getting taken out as a result of that disastrous pit stop. I mean, I like Justin Allgaier, but damn, dude, you got to get your shit together, man.
And then before that, he ran over his pit crew member, and he went flying through the air.
Yeah, that too. Ouch.
Justin was a big ol' boner this week. Very disappointing.
Absolutely.
The next award is My Sandwich!
My sandwich. My sandwich. My sandwich.
And that goes to Tim Fedor. Now, one of the weirdest things of the weekend was a sandwich story on Saturday. Tim Fedor, who is the spotter for Kevin Harvick, was up in the spotter stand doing his job, and apparently he must have had a sandwich. But it fell off the roof, and that pissed off somebody within the NASCAR jurisdiction, and they actually took away his hard card. Like, what? That's one of the dumbest things I think I've ever heard. Like, he dropped the sandwich. Do you think he meant to throw it? It's not like he fucking hurled a sandwich at a fan. He's like, eat my bologna, bitch! So, come on, NASCAR. Really?
Brings a whole new meaning to Freaky Fast.
Yeah.
Freaky
seriously.
Fast delivery.
They should be.
Yeah,
They better would have given him his hard card back and got him a brand new fresh sandwich with a moist maker. Next award.
Next award is Damn Mother Nature Part 4. And we have had 3 other installments of this. Mother Nature has not been a NASCAR fan the past few weeks in a row. Once again, there was a rain delay, this time in Cup at the Brickyard, and luckily it only lasted for like 70 minutes, which is pretty amazing considering the Brickyard is 2.5 miles long. But I guess they had enough sun and heat to help dry the track, so it wasn't a long delay, but it really added to how long the race was altogether. It turned into a 6-hour event, but why does it keep raining all the time? Just stop! Ah.
God
Next
damn
award.
Mother Nature!
Damn it, Mother Nature!
Next award.
The next award is Got Goodies, and that goes to Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his absolutely awful luck, which gives me headaches, and I need the goodies because of the headaches. Jesus. Again, Dale Jr. Oh my goodness. First of all, they had some pit road miscues. I want to talk about this. This is how bad this guy's luck is. A lug nut comes off of the wheel and hits into the gun, the air gun, and sends the gun from forward into reverse. And it obviously you have to, they didn't, the tire changer didn't realize that happened, and it caused a fumble on their pit stop. They just got done scoring a stage point. That's solid, still early in the race. Then they lose 10 spots right away. Then after that, their strategy gets all shuffled. Next thing you know, a couple cautions. He's in the back again because of Greg Ives' wonderful strategy. And next thing you know, there's a stack up on the restart. Runs right in the back of Trevor Bayne. Hey, there's the radiator. It's gone. And his day is over for, I believe, his 5th, 6th DNF. I don't know. I'm losing fucking track. And it's about the most depressing thing I could think of. So, get goodies. He has goodies. That's a sponsor of his on the Xfinity side. So, hook me up with some cool orange or something. Seriously, we're all in pain. Next award.
Yeah. All right. Our next award is Sacrificed Skittles, and that goes to Martin Truex Jr. for, let's face it, he made our day when he took out, what was it, like 50 laps to go?
It was like 50, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. Kyle Busch should have won today's race. He had the best car all day long. Him and Truex both did. And then what happens on a restart? Truex gets loose on the bottom in turn 1, slips up into Kyle, and both of them crash hard into the outside wall. Both of their days are over. Thankfully, they're both okay, but still, both of their days are over, and my God, we couldn't be any happier that Kyle Busch was out.
Next award.
Yeah. Thank you, Tyler. Next award is Damn Danica! And that goes to Clint Boyer, because he was kind of mad at Danica for his huge wreck where he slammed into the inside wall right before the pit road entrance and collected Kurt Busch and Eric Jones and Jamie McMurray. But he was saying that Danica really pinned down Paul Menard on the exit of turn 4, and it caused the Mr. Excitement to get loose, and Boyer was just trying to avoid them. But you still have to, kind of be responsible for your own car, and he just kind of stepped on himself and spun down into the 77 car. Ended a few guys' days, including himself, but luckily they were all okay. Just, it's even funnier because Danica's his teammate, so I don't think they're having some good chemistry over there. Next award.
Now it's time for the
Straight Jacket Award!
And then it goes to more than just one person, but the first person is Ray fucking Cicerelli. Who is that? He's just dumbass that Jennifer Jo Cobb gave him $50 and a blowjob to run the fucking Truck Series race at Eldora. This guy single-handedly causes at least 3 cautions. I believe it was 4 in hell, maybe even 1 in the heat race. I don't know. I'm so pissed off about this. He causes the last 2 of the race completely on his own. Jesus Christ, dude. Either stay in your own way, stay out of the way and don't cause unnecessary cautions. Crazy, man. Kane, we have another straitjacket. Who's it gonna
Yes,
be?
we do. Yes, we do. And once again, it goes to NASCAR. For what? A wreck happens on a green-white checker, and what do? They wait until everybody has crossed the goddamn overtime line! Goddamn overtime line! Once again, they wait. There's a big wreck. There's clearly should be a caution, but oh no. They want to fucking end the race, so they frickin' wait until Casey Kane and Brad Keselowski have crossed the overtime line to throw the fucking caution. NASCAR, you must be frickin' crazy right now. Jesus.
The absolute one thing in their defense, though, is if they had to restart again, that wreck would have taken a decent amount of cleanup, and then it would have got called for darkness because they were really pushing that. So I guess they were saying, we just got to end it right now, guys. Because there wasn't going to be anyone left in the stands. They had to go to work. Still, it sucked. I hate that rule. Like, it's a stupid rule, and it's even worse when they're inconsistent about it. So just, you got to fix that.
Next award.
Next award is the first of a few cigar awards, and the first one goes to Matt Crafton for somehow pulling out of his ass a win at the Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. He started second. He was doing a respectable Matt Crafton-like job, but he somehow found an extra gear or something on that last restart when Stuart Friesen was struggling on the short runs, and just blew by him and said, "Hey guys, I know what I'm doing on dirt. You don't. I have more experience. I have a late model now." But yeah, I don't know where that came from, but he got it done. Next cigar award.
The next cigar goes to Stuart Friesen, and yes, he did lose the truck race, finishing second. But let's be real here, Stuart Friesen, who? That's right, you don't know who Stuart Friesen was coming into that race, most likely, because he's driving a rather underfunded truck. They haven't finished that great all year long. They've had a lot of poor luck. A lot of it not to do with Stuart. He just won a stage, and he got his best career finish. That is absolutely cigar worthy. So, congrats, Stuart. Next cigar.
All right, our next cigar, well, no surprise here, it goes to William Byron for his awesome win in the Xfinity race at Indianapolis. It was, get this was literally his first time ever at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He's never even attended a race there, let alone compete there. And what does he do? He goes out and wins in his first try. Damn, and not only that, if that wasn't impressive enough, he was able to hold off Paul Menard, Joey Logano, and before his little pit mishap, Kyle Busch, to bring home this win for not only himself but for Junior Motorsports, which, let's face it, they had a lot of strong cars that day. But so, cigar award for Willie.
Next cigar.
Thank you, Tyler. The next cigar goes to NASCAR. I know they got a straitjacket, but now they get a cigar as well, because they actually had a smart idea for the Xfinity race and coming up with a new aero package that involved restrictor plates, going back to the old spoilers from a year ago, and adding some air ducts, kind of where the brake ducts would be in front of the front tires. But it really helped to some degree. This race would have sucked ass if they didn't try something, but they did, and it created much more passing opportunities. It was not Talladega pack racing. That was just not going to happen. So if you thought it was, just shut up. But it made it a pretty exciting race, and I am happy to see that. And we have one more cigar award. Who does that go to, Tyler?
The last cigar has to go to Casey Kane. Oh my. Casey. This is one of the best feel-good stories of the year. He has been on a long winless streak, 102 races to be specific. He hasn't won since Atlanta in the fall of 2014. And I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't ever believe he was going to win again. That team as a whole struggles heavily. and they are by far the fourth Hendrick team. Even behind Junior. Junior's had some terrible luck, but they've had more speed and consistency than the 5 team has. But they got super lucky today. I want to see, and it just showed it. All you had to do, just look at how he held those guys off on restarts, and it wasn't just one, it wasn't just two, it was multiple. Okay, so he really earned that win. He got what he was given something very lucky, and he took absolute advantage of it. He's gonna get himself into the chase now. Hell, it might have even saved his ride into next year, but still, he just needed that to rejuvenate his career. Cigar, man, enjoy it.
And I think one of those restarts that you're talking about is that one where he got sideways off of turn 2 under Jimmy Johnson, and they all went 3 wide into turn 3. Brad Keselowski was included in that, and he was not going to lift. And that was probably my favorite moment of the race. They were racing so hard for that lead.
Absolutely.
Heck, Jimmy was actually blowing up too.
He wasn't
Seriously.
necessarily. That's what he didn't say he was in his interview, but he said it was something engine related. So he was probably going to blow up, but he just wasn't right there.
Still one of the most insane restarts that I have ever seen. I mean, really, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So that it had to be noted. I guess you can kind of give that a semi-cigar as well, just for that specific restart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And our final award, as usual, what is it, Tyler?
It's the crying towel. Oh, and it goes to Kyle Busch. but it wasn't for the Cup race. He got wrecked out of it, and he was actually generally composed. This goes for the Xfinity race. You know, Kyle's pride and joy. The Xfinity Series, the greatest of all time. Just look at this tweet. Kyle, you weren't even the fastest car there, damn it. The JRM cars were faster than you in qualifying, and I believe they were faster than you in the race. Justin Allgaier stepped on his 4-incher, and so did William Byron's pit crew. If they hadn't done that, they would have been beating your ass. Now sure, yeah, you were leading, and you got called to the pits, but still, you're pissed off about the rules package? Obviously. Seriously, you don't give a shit about this series and how good the racing is. You only give a shit about yourself, you fucking arrogant prick. God damn. I guess your winless streak is as long as Samantha's... Oh, fuck, I don't even know what I want to say. I'm so pissed! God damn it! You know what? I think Samantha has a wiener. That's what I was gonna say. Your winless streak is as long as Samantha's wiener! She's a she-male! And she's on a sexless streak, too! Because you haven't won! Which means she can't hire a male hooker! You know, because that's the agreement you have, you fucking faggot! Oh!
Oh, man.
God, you pissed me off, Kyle. But, just get your 100 wins and get the fuck out, please. It went from the crying towel. Yes, it went from the crying towel to the angry towel. Damn it. Still, grab a box of Kleenex, too, you big crybaby.
You salty Skittles, or sour Skittles, son of a bitch!
You
That's
sour
good.
Skittles, salty, sour Snickers, Skittles, son of a bitch. Whew.
Skittles!
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 Rainbow! I don't even know where all that came from. See?
No.
That's what happens when you go on the fly. You just start raging.
Yeah.
Woo! I hate that son of a bitch. We have to move on.
Okay, it is time for best paint schemes of the week. We actually have a few this time. Couple of old favorites in there as well, just for the heck of it. So here you go.
Ugh. God. Oh yeah. Ugh. Oh yeah. 24.
And now it is time for the worst paint scheme, and this one is not terrible, but there was not much effort put into it once you see the pictures. It goes to Denny Hamlin's FedEx Cares Toyota Camry, and if FedEx really cared, they would have put more care into making this paint scheme. It's just plain and uninspired, like many cars we've seen this year. His regular scheme was better. This is like an alternate version of that, but much worse and plain. I'm starting to get sad about it all of a sudden. I don't know why. It's just... I can't even say anymore.
I mean, does that scream FedEx cares to you? More like FedEx cares about hiring Hendrick's team designer.
Yeah.
Christ, that's as dull as it gets.
Yeah, it's funny you bring up that they cared because last year's Sonoma paint scheme, that was their FedEx Cares car for last year. That thing, it looked like they actually cared when they actually put effort into it. But damn, this year's, I mean, what was the theme? Just an airplane tail? Because I know they took the picture of the car next to a FedEx cargo plane, but there's no way in hell that was the inspiration. Although I've seen worse. I wouldn't be surprised, that's for sure. But God, yeah, I don't know. They must have hired Hendrick's designer. I don't know what to say.
It was probably the same guy that designed Kyle's rowdy, hangry Snickers car, so we'll just go ahead and piss on his ficus again and then piss on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be soaked. He's going to have to change his shirt. I'll probably light him on fire, too, because I can't stand his paint schemes. Quit making shitty cars. Come on. It's 2017.
And then Tim Feeder will step in and throw a sandwich at him.
Yeah. Macaroni, bitch! Alright, now it's time for fantasy picks, and we're going to recap our selections from Indianapolis. First off, we actually decided to do a little small Eldora challenge right after the taping of our previous episode. So we all just picked a driver, and the winner gets 10 bonus points. Simple enough. I picked Stuart Friesen, Nick picked Christopher Bell, Kane picked Chase Briscoe, and Damani picked Rico Abreu. And I was able to get the win, with Stuart Friesen finishing second and getting a stage win as well as second in the first stage. So he hauled the points and finished the best of all of them anyways. So I get the free 10 points. But now moving on for our Indy selections. Damani comes home with the fantasy win by picking Matt Kenseth. Matt Kenseth finished in 5th, and that got him 42 points. Nick comes home in second with 23 points after picking Kyle Busch, who finished actually in 34th place. But because of his 2 stage wins, he was able to get the second place finish. And then me and Kane actually tied for 3rd with our picks of Jimmy Johnson, who finished 27th, and my pick of Kyle Larson, who finished 28th, both who wrecked out. Alright, so now we move on to Pocono, and Kane, you will get the first selection for Pocono. Who are you taking?
Well, he had a fast car in June. He almost won the race. I'm going to go with Kevin Harvick. Who gives a rat's ass?
I am up next, and I'm going to go with the guy who won in June, Ryan Blaney.
10:30.
Ah, horse shit!
Why not? Think he could get it done? If he has a little bit of luck, I wouldn't see why he couldn't repeat history. Get win number 100 for Wood Brothers. So, Ryan Blaney. Nick, you're up next, so who are you taking?
I am going with a driver who may or may not have had a good race in June. I forgot exactly where he finished, but I'm going with Brad Keselowski.
Motherfucker!
Their team is not quite where they should be right now, but he is a driver, as you saw at Indy, who you can never count out. You always kind of root against him, and then he always shows up near the front right at the finish, because that's just the Keselowski way. So I think he's going to get it done, or at least get me some points and have a consistent day. So Brad Keselowski.
And Damani, since he won, he actually gets to go last this time. You know, even if he wasn't, he still wouldn't have given us his pick. So here it is now.
That don't mean fucking shit.
And that wraps up yet another episode of Behind the Wall. We hope you enjoyed listening. So for Thermite 917, He just could not keep his yapper shut the entire podcast. For Kane Jr. 88, well, he's no better, really. For Damani, he won this time, so I'll plug him in second. You know, you're normally behind. You guys are normally behind him anyways in league races. But and for myself, who's also behind Damani a lot of times, Junior Nation 5788. This has been Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. You've been behind the wall, and thank you for listening.
Yeah.
I mean, oh man, I can't come up with any words. Yeah, I think I've said what I think I need to say. Yeah. Congrats, Alex. Kick some ass.
Oh my god.
He's also gonna be like, welcome to this place. I'll show you everything.
I don't even. Yeah.
All right. Well, he was fast here in June. He almost won the race. I'm going with Kevin Harvick. He had a fast car, not only obviously in June, like I said, but also today at Indy. He
Like, he just said the same thing 2 times in a row. It's like, why?
that he had the fastest car.
Yeah, he had a fast car in June. I'm going with Kevin Harvick. So yeah, he had a fast car in June.
That part, yes. All right, fine. Take 3.
All right, I am going with someone who had a good race in June, and okay, I'm good.
Are you?
No, I'm not.
Want a pat on the back? Maybe Jennifer Jokop's handing out blowjobs in the holler. Mario Gosling just told me he got one. Then got arrested.
Welcome to Joe Cobb's Blowjobs.
Why the fuck did I come up with that?
God.
That's brilliant.
Oh
Damn
my
it. I should have totally came up with that. I'm proud of you.
Fucking Nickelbacky! Yeah.
Nickelbacky!
Today's special is the Mario Gosling, only $5.99.
Oh, Jesus. That freaking pound of hamburger. But now
And
we have one
more.
You can introduce it.
Okay. All right.
Alright,
I'm
I am
good.
up. God damn it, Nick. Keep your big yapper to yourself. That wraps up another episode of Behind. God damn it, Nick! I heard your voice.
I know.
Yep.
That was funny. I might have to leave that in.
I am going with a driver who had a good race back in June, and that is Kyle Busch. He raced Ryan Blaney really hard, and I think, what, did he have bad pit strategy or
You
something?
can't, hold on a second, you can't take Kyle Busch again. You remember? You
Yeah.
picked him
Oh,
for
son
Indy.
of a bitch! I forgot I picked him!
God damn it, Nick.
Oh my
Damn it,
god, I'm
Nick.
falling
Son
apart!
of a bitch, Nick Lamacki.
Oh, now I gotta think for a second. Ah.
Well, while you
Done.
reflect on your sadness, I'll just interject and say that you didn't actually even say the joke, scrub. It was, if FedEx really cared, they would put more care into it. You didn't say the second care.
Ah, damn it!
Exactly.
As I
So
was
now you-
saying it, I knew I was forgetting something.
Yeah, you did forget it. You had one job. So,
I know.
Again, you ruined my joke that I came up with that you tried to steal, that you didn't steal.
Oh my god. Alright. I know. Okay.
Oh man. Well,
Oh
who
my
gives
God.
a rat's ass?